First off, it's Charles Zhang. Yeah, just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burger King. Everybody say they won't beef till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do, what it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Everybody say they won't beef till they see smoke, then they realize they rather have turkey meat. Say, man, shout out to my audience, shout out to those that rocking with me. And yeah, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. If the shoe was on the other foot. Well, that's a hell of a song. A lot of people couldn't take it if that shoe was on the other foot. This is my reaction to Zhang versus Joyce. This is a teachable moment. Yeah. So, before I could get to it, let's get to Zhang. Let's get this out the way, and I'm gonna do it quick as possible. Zhang, you're a very good fighter. I thought you beat Herkovich. I felt like the boxing world should have came out and said something. It was no outroar. There was no demand for a rematch. I really thought you beat Herkovich. I really did. Even though you gassed out later rounds, I thought you really, and you hurt him several times. I definitely thought you beat Herkovich, and you deserved this decision. And had you beat Herkovich, you would have fought. I want to say you would have fought Usyk before the boys. Or you would have been Tyson Fury mandatory, one of the two. But, matter of fact, you was Fury mandatory after beating Joyce, but Joyce demanded the rematch. But, saying that to say, I feel like you was done wrong. You deserved that win, but boxing fans seen there was no outcry. Let's get to your skills. Zhang is actually a skilled fighter. He's a skilled fighter, and I noticed it in the first fight. I noticed it in the Herkovich fight. I watched other performances, but in this second fight, I'm gonna tell you something. Zhang got that. He had that sauce tonight. He had some sauce in that goddamn pot tonight. He was smooth as shit. Led me to wonder some shit. Listen, let me just finish saying what I'm saying about it. I want to give you all credit. The best shit I can say about Zhang is that Zhang really do. He got special power. Not just power. It's only three fighters in boxing that got special power. Number 1 is Wilder. Number 2 is Tank. Number 3 is Zhang. Zhang got special power. It ain't just regular. That ain't no regular shit. Zhang can knock anybody the fuck out with one punch. The right hook that he hit Joyce with would have stopped anybody. Would have stopped anybody in the heavyweight division, bro. Would have stopped him. He got one punch knockout power. That straight left is smooth as shit. And while I'm talking about the smoothness of you, I can't leave out the fact that I noticed. I don't know how long you've been with this black trainer. I'm pretty sure he's from America because I heard you spar a lot in New York and shit like that. Yeah, I noticed you got a black trainer. He looked very confident when he was teaching you a lot of our shit and shit like that. Just noticing that, you know, I'm not gonna stop pointing it out. Herkovich, I'm trying to think of his trainer. I'm trying to think of the name of his trainer. Oh, fuck, he a veteran trainer too. Been training since the 90s. Oh, I almost said his name. But he trains a lot of foreign fighters. But yeah, Herkovich got a black trainer. You got a black trainer. I'm noticing that, and I'm noticing how a lot of American black trainers are going way. Roy Jones got a passport in Russia and shit like that. I'm just noticing it. But, and so, I credit a lot of that smooth shit and that sauce. I credit a lot of that to the skill. And I'm pretty sure you spar a lot of black fighters when you're in America and shit like that. We can't leave that out. So, you know, I'm just saying, I ain't never seen a Chinese man in the ghetto trying to teach us karate so we can make it out the ghetto. I ain't never seen a Chinese man train a black man to beat up a Chinese man. Because that would have happened if he fight Wilder. It'd be a black man training the Chinese man to beat up a black man from America training the Chinese. I guess I'm just the only one who look at that as kind of weird. Nobody else do it but us. Even the UK blacks, most of them are trained by white boys. That's a fact. Ain't a lot of black trainers out there. Tunde, there's a couple of them. Not that many, bro. You know? But yeah, Zhang, I think you got special power. Usyk ain't got nothing for you. Can't keep you off him. The fight for you is Fury. I'm gonna tell you another thing. Shit. That's a tough fight with Wilder. I think Wilder the only fighter in boxing that can clip you. Nobody else got no power, enough power to keep you up off him. Wilder got the power to clip you. No other fighter, I don't think no other fighter can keep you off him. No other fighter, bro. No other fighter. Joshua will get destroyed. Usyk will get destroyed. The reason why I say Fury is because, you know, in that fight, because you come to the UK, I just noticed that when Fury is not in America, he's not punching the way he punched in America. So if Fury punched like he's punching against Chisora and Dillian White, rather than Wilder 2 and 3, I don't think Fury can keep you off him. Saying that to say, in my opinion, I think the top 3 heavyweights in boxing, the top 2, is Wilder and Zhang. Best 2. Best 2. The hardest to beat, the best 2. And that number 1 and number 2. I got Wilder, then Zhang number 2. I got Zhang number 2, and I'm gonna show you. I'm finna show you some more bias shit. Yeah, number 3, I got Jared Anderson. Yeah, how about that? Put that in your motherfucking pipe and smoke it. Anyway, yeah, Zhang got a black trainer. I'm gonna say that one more time, and I don't believe that a lot. You know, he's smooth. I ain't gonna lie, he's smooth as shit. And let's get to Joyce. I'm gonna tell you some shit I ain't never said. Joyce is if not my favorite, at least one of my favorite. I like David Adelaide. I like him. Yeah, he act like a motherfucker from Brooklyn. That motherfucker aggressive as shit. I like Adelaide. I low-key like Conor Ben. I ain't gonna lie, I low-key like, and I think he deserves another chance, just like a lot of these other fighters that pop dirty, including Fatback Fury. But listen, let me say this about Joyce. Joyce is actually one of my favorite fighters from the UK. Definitely one of my favorite fighters because I just think he's a throwback fighter. That's just who he is. He one of the toughest fighters, and he is that. Joyce is mentally tough, physically tough. He's a dog at heart, bro. One of my favorite fighters. One of my favorite. And even after these 2 losses, but before these 2 losses, I definitely had him beating Fury and Usyk. Fury and Usyk. Bro, the only 2 fighters that can keep Joyce up off you, Zhang and Wilder. Bro, let me tell you something about matchmaking, because I told you this is a teachable moment. Out of any fighter that could have put Joyce in there with, there is no fighter besides Wilder that would have done that to Joyce. There is no fighter in boxing that would have done that to Joyce. Bro, Zhang got the perfect style he got the perfect style. And that's what I'm saying. All these black fighters with these all-white teams, I'm just saying, they don't look out for your best interest. I'm just going to say that, bro. Because if anybody on Joe Joyce's team had any love or concern for him, ain't he signed to Frank Warren? Oh, yeah, Frank Warren, that motherfucker said, yeah, he talked about his ancestors in the slave trade, and Dillian White sat there with his baboon mouth looking. Anyway, yeah, Frank is very old time. Frank almost like these whites over here. He believe in ownership, shit like that. Anyway, if his team had any kind of, they really fucked with you. Hell no. Listen, we finna wait for a title shot with Usyk. We'll fight Zhang later. That's what you would have done, because when you look at styles make fights, there's only 2 fighters I think beats Joyce, and that's Zhang and Wilder. Fury don't beat him. You can't keep Joyce off you, bro, and you don't have that kind of power. Not in the UK. You ain't got enough power to keep Joyce, and Usyk definitely don't. Fury don't got enough power to keep Joyce off him. That's the thing about Joyce. Joyce, you won't survive 12 rounds with him. This is why Zhang had the perfect stop, because I can stop you. That's the only way you beat Joyce is by stop. There is no fighter in boxing that's finna outbox him for 12 rounds. You're not finna outbox no Joyce for 12 rounds, bro. He gonna be in your chest. Zhang had the perfect style. Southpaw, I got enough power to keep you off me, and I got enough power to knock you the fuck out. It was a horrible style for Joe Joyce. So I'm showing you how the game is. Look at Isaac Cruz when they was trying to make the Shakur fight and he was the mandatory. He backed up out of that shit and nobody criticized him. But his team got some kind of concern for him. Because guess what they told Cruz? Shakur got a horrible style for you, bro. He's a southpaw. You're not going to be able to hit him, bro. And you ain't going to get that Tank rematch if you fight Shakur. Teams look out for their fighters. I don't believe in no ducking. I salute Joyce for going right back into the rematch. But I'm talking about his team. There is no way you let him fight Zhang if you his team. Because if we want to talk real shit, fighters do it all the time. They did it with Joshua. They hit him from Wilder. Because they knew what was going. Bro, after he beat Klitschko and all that shit, he was supposed to fight Wilder. And then he went and fought Joseph Parker. And the fight is still had yet to happen. Bro, they knew back then Wilder was far too dang. So what I'm saying is UK, y'all kind of remind me of America a little bit. I think every country is becoming like America. Because when it comes to black fighters, y'all got y'all certain picks. Joyce was not y'all pick. Joshua was y'all pick. That's the black, yeah, that's y'all black child. Let me tell you something. That boy, Joshua is the most well-behaved Negro I have ever seen. I'm going to tell you something. Joshua, I said that shit about Joe Louis back in the 40s when he knocked out them white boys and would hold his head down and he didn't want to celebrate and he was passive and he walked to his locker room with his head down and shit. But anyway, meanwhile, Jack Johnson used to, a mouthful of gold teeth, knocking out white boys and fucking white women and not giving a fuck. And they had to kill him. But anyway, Joshua is more like Joe Louis, bro. He's very soft. But that's who they picked. That's who they picked. Because when you look at how they match shit up, he was able to get a title shot with Charles Martin. And Charles Martin from America. That was supposed to be Wilder fight. But Joshua got that fight. What I'm showing you, bro, is when a promoter has your best interest, they will allow you to duck fighters if they have a feeling like, man, this fighter, Wilder, bad style for Joshua right now. He coming off the Klitschko win, man. Let's just build him up some more. They protected their fighter. I don't agree with it, but I'm just saying teams are supposed to protect their fighter. George's team did not protect him. Them trainers, man, and I'm gonna be honest, bro. There's no UK trainer that I just really think are elite. I know a lot of people try to say Ben Davison is some elite, and he's the Emmanuel Stewart of the UK. No, bro. I'm just gonna be. I haven't yet to see a elite UK trainer. No diss to you, but I'm just saying, bro. All the black fighters I see, they got a white boy training them. Yeah, but Watson got Virgil Hunter, and he from over here, and that's good. But most of y'all get white boys to train you. I'm just gonna say, nah, bro. But yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like the boxing world, styles make fights, bro. It's like killing two birds with one stone. Because Joyce and Zhang, without fighting each other, they're dangerous. Let's just say Joyce had to fight Usyk and Zhang had to fight Wilder. That's killing. I think Zhang would have beat Fury, and I think Joyce would have beat Usyk. But instead of doing it like that, I'm gonna get them to knock each other out, cause one of them ain't gonna make it through each other or some shit like that. So I'm just peeping the play, and I'm gonna show you something else. Usyk is not gonna fight Zhang, bro. They're not gonna pressure him to do it. None of that shit. He finna sit back and wait on Fury. Fury finna fight a Gunno. He might fight him twice or some shit. They just finna kind of stay out the way. Because I'm telling you, bro, the only way Fury beats Zhang is with that special shit. He going to need some special juice. He going to need that farmer. He going to have to call that farmer back and get some more of that meat he got before he fought Wilder. He going to need some special gloves. Some of them gloves he had when he was sparring Nicholas Asbury. Anyway, I'm telling you, bro, Zhang is the second best heavyweight in boxing. It's his power, bro. It's his power. And like I said, the reason what makes him such a terrible style for Joyce, all he know is come forward. And Zhang got the perfect style. He inviting you in. I want you to come forward. The straight left finna eat you up. Terrible style. Terrible style. Just like Shakur's style is terrible for Cruz. That's why they didn't let Cruz fight him, bro. So, you know, and he still might get that tank fight at the end of the year. And ain't nobody gonna talk about he ducked Shakur. That's why I say we only bring up certain ducks. We only show that shit when we want to show that shit. So boxing is very fake to me. And like I said, Joyce one of my favorite motherfucking fighters, especially in the UK, because he got that heart. And even after the fight, I listened to his post-fight. Man, he's just a dog, bro. He's just a dog, and he'll fight him again. Just a dog. Just a dog. It's just that Zhang and Wilder, to me, got the style that Joyce just can't fuck with, bro. They're going to walk you into some shit. Just like Zhang walked him into that shit. Just like Wilder knocked out Helenius, that's how he'll stop Joyce. But in my opinion, Joyce beats everybody else. He beats everybody else. Nobody has that kind of power to keep him off you, bro. Nobody. Especially not Usyk. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Fury and Usyk power was no greater than Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker just hit just as hard as a Fair Fury and Usyk. Usyk don't punch like that. Look at what Joe Joyce did to Joseph. He walked through him. He walked through him. So I'm just showing you, bro. Styles make fight. Zhang had the perfect style to beat him. He had the power. That's the only way you beat. There is no. I just don't think none of these fighters are good enough to outbox Joyce. They're not. Their feet not good enough. None of these fighters today could outbox Joe Joyce. Lennox Lewis could do it. None of these fighters can outbox Joyce. The only way with these fighters that's in boxing today, you got to have devastating power to beat Joyce. Devastating power. Wilder, Zhang type power. Just tell you. And I'm going to tell you something. Zhang might fight Wilder next. And you know, as much as they try to act like Wilder ain't a factor, if Zhang beat Wilder, he immediately a Hall of Famer. Chinese in America will rise. And I rise up. Let me tell you something. You think Anyway a star? If Zhang beat Wilder, that shit'll be the biggest shit. I'm telling you, bro. But anyway, yeah, to that black trainer that's helping Zhang with that sauce and shit like that. Now them black sparring partners is helping you prepare for black fighters. Anyway, man, y'all did Joyce wrong, bro. I'm just gonna say it because boxing is so fake that fighters get hid all the time. They hide fighters. Look how they hid Triple G from Andrade. Andrade had a horrible style. Triple G, there's no version of Triple G that beats Andrade when he was younger. His style was just, it was terrible for him, bro. Jamal had the style to beat Triple G. It was a terrible style. That's why he fought Danny Jacobs instead. So I'm just telling you, bro, fighters will keep certain fighters away from their fighter. This is what's going on in boxing. Fighters are keeping their fighters away from certain kind of fighters. Because everybody know it's certain styles. Everybody got a style that's a nightmare for somebody. And I'm going to tell you right now, like I said, I'm going to say Wilder's the best heavyweight in boxing. He's the top 10 heavyweight of all time. Only fighter that can beat him is Zhang. But I think Wilder going to clip him. Wilder got good feet. Zhang is slow. Joyce didn't have the feet. Wilder got the feet and the power. See, Usyk got the feet. He got the footwork. He don't got the power. Wilder got the feet and the power to destroy Zhang. But Zhang, I'm going to tell you, that right hook that he hit Joyce with will stop Wilder. It'll stop anybody. It'll stop Wilder. He can stop Wilder. So, I don't know. But Joyce, like I said, you're one of my favorite fighters. I think Joyce will beat the shit out of Joshua. Dylan White better not get in the ring with him. Joyce still dangerous. You know the biggest difference. You know what I like about Joyce? He the opposite of Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, after one straight left hand, Daniel Dubois would have quit. After he felt the power, because I'm gonna tell you something. When Joyce felt the power in both fights, he looked shocked. Every time he get hit by Zach, he looked shocked. But his heart won't let him fold. He never folded, bro. He was still trying to get up. He just got that kind of heart. To face somebody who hit that hard and still, motherfucker, I want to fight you again. That's why I respect Joyce. Dudes like Daniel Dubois, dudes like Josh, they would have never fought a dude like Zhang again. After feeling that left hand, you ain't finna fight that dude. Joyce a dog. So, bro, even in defeat, I respect you, bro. And I think Joyce is one of the most solid fighters in boxing. Ain't nothing soft about him. Ain't shit sweet. He a real fighter. And yeah, one of the very few fighters in boxing that I respect. I respect Joyce. Zhang, listen, bro, just be the best you can to your people. I saw you hold your flag up. You are a Chinese fighter, and Chinese. It's plenty of Chinese that can support you. I support black fighters, and that's just how I stand. If you fight Wilder, I will be rooting for Wilder to stop you in devastating fashion. But you know, I'm gonna tell you something though. But they'll let a fighter like you beat Fury and Usyk. They might put Usyk in there. Cause one thing I notice about boxing, as long as it's another fighter beating the white boy, they just don't want the black fighter to beat the white boy, especially the American black. Cause I'm telling you, if Fury fights Zhang, he not gonna be punching like he was punching in the second and the third Wilder fight. This is 903 Boxing. I'm your host, George J. With that, I'm out.